I don't know, can you make it out in the film here, but I've been stupid and I've broken the end of the exhaust valve guide. It should look like this. This is the inlet one. It should look nice and round like that. So I'm going to try drifting out the exhaust valve guide and drifting a new one in, but I have to heat it up in the oven first. Right, well, my good lady is out. This has been heated in the oven to 150 degrees. Now I've just put a washer over to protect the tool to start with. So after that kerfuffle, I have the old guide out and I have a hole there to drive the new one into. And you can see the old guide is a bit of a state. Right, the head has been heated again to 150 degrees. The guide has been in the deep freeze. That's my new guide. Let's push this clip onto it. We'll put a wee bit of WD to ease it along. I believe that's the guide in place. That's the guide from that side, and that's it from that side. I don't think the spring is quite in the same place as it was. On my cylinder head, I have replaced both valve guides on the advice of Fraser Brown. Fraser told me that my exhaust valve was shot, but that my inlet valve would still do. Now I decided to cut the valve seats myself. So on AliExpress, I bought this with a guide for it here. Now I knew the guide was the wrong size. The valve widths, the valve stem widths on a C15 are 5/16 of an inch, and I gather that's the same on just about any British bike. But this guide that I got from AliExpress for the tool is 8mm. Now 8mm is almost 5/16 of an inch. It's a little bit bigger, so I thought I could take a bit of emery paper and pare it down till it fits, and it does. So the tool fits in, I don't know, is that showing, into the guide. I then had to wait and order another cutter, 45-degree cutter from AliExpress, so that's what I've got there. And it does seem to fit both valve seats properly. So I'm going to attempt to cut the valve seats, particularly the exhaust one, using this tool. Never done this before. So the first thing I'm going to do is use a marker pen to shade in the valve seat so I can see if I'm cutting anything away. Now, I am not bothering with 3-angle cutting as is described in so many of the YouTube channels. I'm just cutting one angle, 45 degrees, which is what the old BSA instructions used to say. So we'll lubricate this tool first. Now, I have no idea what this should feel like. I have no idea how much pressure to use, but we will suck it and see. I'll just make sure that this is showing. So I've got the cutter. That is doing something. Some black marks are going away, but it is very definitely to one side. They are not perfect, but they are better than what it was. It took actually a bit of grinding to get rid of grooves that were on the valve seats. I'm now going to try lapping in the valves to that. I don't know when I last lapped in valves. I did it by hand. But this is grinding paste from dear knows when. Been sitting in my garage for many's a year. Now I've always done it by hand in the past, so I'm going to try using my drill just to save a bit of effort. This is the inlet valve, which I'm doing first. I'll use coarse paste first of all. Right, I'm going to repeat that with fine grinding paste, and then I'm going to do the exhaust valve, but I'm not recording all that. I've uprated my tool using an old Allen key instead of a drill bit. So let's hope this can run a bit more concentrically. Now at the end of that, I'm quite happy with how things turned out. That's my inlet valve on the left, that's my exhaust valve on the right, and I've got nice grey bands right round the valves, and my valve seats are here. That's the inlet valve, that's rubbish, that's the exhaust valve, and there is the inlet valve there. As good as I can do it without proper engineering tools. This here is my old valve spring compressor, which just would not fit the BSA. So I sent away to Temu for this valve spring compressor here, this set. And unfortunately, that bar bent as I was trying to use it. However, I found that using this from the Temu set with my old valve spring compressor works brilliantly. So I'm just going to put this in here. So I'm going to try fitting the valves. Right, I'm going to try the exhaust one first. I think I could do with putting a bit more oil in my gun. So I'll put a bit of oil there. Then goes on the spring seat. I'll put a bit of oil in that. Then we're going to put the spring in. Now I find this just a pure footer. So we will oil. The valve before it goes in. Now don't admire my technique here. That is the spring compressed, so hopefully we can get the collets down there. Now getting the collets in is a nightmare. Now, I think I'm going to slacken off a little bit. My compressor is so old that nut tends to rotate. Let's hope the collets will pop down there. You can always tighten it up a wee bit more. That collet is kind of in. second one is always worse to do. Alright, it's almost in. Now I'm going to let the spring pressure off slowly. Just keeping my eye on the collets. I could just release the lever on the valve spring compressor, but I'm scared that everything will go flying. It's looking fine. Right, we will try just letting this off slowly then. Again, the advice I had years ago was to give it a tap with a hammer once you'd settled it. So it could be better in place. That's the exhaust valve in. And I will repeat the procedure for the inlet valve. So that is my valves back in. And now I'm going to replace the cylinder head studs. I had them stored by here for a while. I'm using the 2-nut technique. So I'll just work my way around the cylinder head like that. That's the studs all back on.